Hello students, this is me Saurav Parui. I am making this recording for the students of class 8 for the subject of social science. Students, in this particular video, will study about the chapter number 3 from the geography portion, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. You can also take out your book and turn to this page number 21 from the geography portion and mark out the important portions from the book. Let's start with the meaning of natural vegetation. Well, students, natural vegetation, it generally refers to plant life. Plant life, this means trees, shrubs, grasses, long grasses actually. Those plant lives that grow naturally in an area without any human intervention. Take the example of forests, then grasslands. These are natural vegetations. And what is the meaning of wildlife? Wildlife, as the name suggests, the life that is in wild. So, it generally refers to those animal life that are found in an area that has not been tamed or domesticated by humans. So, the same example, those animals that live in forests are known as wildlife. Now, this natural vegetation and this wildlife, they are broadly categorized into two different categories based on their source of energy. From where they take their food. Take the example of plants first. Now, does the plant eat anything? Of course not, except for some carnivorous plants. Most of the plants are capable of making their own food through the process of photosynthesis that you have studied in your previous chapters and previous classes. And as these plants are the producer of their own foods, they are also known as autotrophs. Whereas any animal that is living on this planet is dependent either directly or indirectly on plants, including us humans. And as we consume the food that is produced by someone else, these animals that are dependent on other for their food are also known as consumers and heterotrophs. This natural vegetation, that is this forest, shrubs or grasslands, they are useful to mankind in many ways. Some of them are explained here in this particular chapter. From the forest, we get the products like timber, resins, shrubs, and there are different things like then fruits, nuts, gums, fuel wood. All these are the products that we get from trees. Trees also produce oxygen in the process of photosynthesis, which is very necessary for us students, that we already know that we breathe oxygen. Actually, we breathe all the gases together, but it's the oxygen that we need. Okay. Now, trees, they also help in the prevention of soil erosion, and they help conserve the soil with this, which is the essential. If there is no soil, where will you grow crops, students? Right? A farmer, if he doesn't have the soil to grow his crops, where will he grow? So it is necessary to have trees to conserve the soil. Otherwise, all the soil will be washed away by rain. Apart from that, trees also act as shelters, belts. The roots of the trees enable percolation of water and help increase, and this actually help increase and recharge the underground water, because if the trees are not there, the water on the land, it will completely easily evaporate when the sun comes out because of the heat of the sun. So it will actually takes some time, students, to reach the water that is on the ground, to reach the underground water level or table. Because if you dig a well or tube well, all these waters that we get from under the earth are actually recharged through the rainwater, and if the rainwater doesn't get enough time to stay on the land, then how will the table recharged, and table the groundwater level will recharge. If they are not recharged, all the wells will dry up. So you know the problems. That is the scarcity of water. Plus, this forest they moderate the temperature and provide moisture through transpiration. Now let's talk about the distribution of natural vegetation. As you know the meaning of natural vegetation by now, let's talk about the distribution. Well, students, a number of factors affect the natural vegetation and mean where they will occur, where they will not occur. Some of them are the latitudinal extent, then altitude, sunlight, temperature, then type of soil and terrain. Precipitation and rainfall both are same, but precipitation is a broader term than rainfall. Rainfall is a type of precipitation. Precipitation also includes the snowfall and other types of other types like fogs, snow. All these are included. That is hailstorm, sleet. All these are included in precipitation. But and rainfall is also included in precipitation. So the next one is the gradient or the slope of the land. Out of these factors, the most important are the main factors are here. That is the temperature and the moisture that are available at a particular place. The important vegetation types of the world are forest, grasslands, this is subs, okay, then taiga and tundra. Here are the meaning of this forest, grassland and subs, okay. Now, as we have now understood the meaning of natural vegetation from here, plus the distribution of natural vegetation and the factors responsible behind the natural vegetation, let's understand here the meaning of deforestation. Students, deforestation in very simple words, it means the cutting down of trees, especially when it happens in a large scale. Forest and deforest, completely opposite. So you are, when removing the forest, it is deforestation. And why people cut down trees? There are many reasons, students. First one is for agricultural land, then for putting up industries and for laying roads and railway lines. And there are some other also, just to make your houses. People cut down the trees. But this cutting down of trees, students, it affects the environment. First of all, it results in the soil erosion on a massive scale. With no trees, the rainwater takes away the soil, especially the topsoil, and the topsoil is fertile. If the fertile soil is washed away, the crops grown on the left out soil will not grow properly and will lack the nutrients that are required. Now, if there are certain dams near a deforested area, those dams will get easily silt up. Silt up means the fine soil that you can observe in the river water during the monsoon season. That fine soil is called silt. So, if less amount of trees are there on the mountains, then more amount of soil will be washed away by the rain. And if more amount of soil will be washed away by the rain, then more amount of silt will be there in the river. And if more amount of silt will be there in the river, then they will get deposited near the dams. And if the dams are silted, they won't be able to function properly. So as you can see, students, just a simple action by a person, that is cutting down of trees, is resulting in huge problems to the environment. Plus, if the people are cutting down forests, as we have already learned here, students, that this wildlife, they live in the forest. So if the people, they cut down the trees there in the forest, these animals will be forced to get out of their home and become an easy target for the hunters. Plus, there not only that, in many places you may have observed that the monkeys start attacking the human inhabitants. So with this, we have come to an end of this particular lecture. In the next video, we'll learn more about forest fires and the related portions. Thank you.